Hi friends, welcome to Shilpa's Kitchen, and today we're going to make Matar Paneer. It's green peas and paneer. It is one of the most favorite of everyone, and it's very easy and very simple, and it's really yummy, and kids like it a lot, and it's one of the favorite North Indian food, and it's made every. So these are my ingredients. So we'll start with a one chopped onion. You can do any onion. You can do white onion, red onion, yellow onion. Really doesn't matter. I have done a white onion. Then we're going to do 1 cup of boiled green peas, and I have done 2 tomato puree. These are the fresh tomatoes, so it gives a nice color to it. And then this is about 5 garlic and a piece of 1/4 piece of ginger, and about 1.5 of a green chili, and I have made a paste. It gives a nice flavor. 1 tablespoon of gram flour, so it gives a thickness. And I have soaked about 5 to 6 cashew nuts in about 2 hours, and then I made a paste. So this will give, these couple of things will give a nice thickness to the gravy. And then we're going to do our dry spices. So it's a cinnamon stick. We're going to do 2 cloves, about a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 1 bay leaf. And this is the paneer I have made into pieces. This is fresh paneer. I made it at home. I will put the recipe soon, and it's fresh. You can use a store-bought too, but I like to use fresh because it gives a nice texture to the thing, and it's very good, and it's fresh, and it has no chemicals, so I like it. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of kasuri methi. You can get this in any Indian grocery stores, and even in American stores they keep it now. So it's called kasuri methi. It gives a nice flavor. And of course we're going to use the ghee, homemade ghee. You can use a store-bought. Little bit of butter to give a nice, very tasty to my gravy, a nice taste and a smooth taste to my gravy. Some salt and some estofadida, and yes, the spices always. So it's turmeric powder, a little bit of a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, a tablespoon of red chili powder. Depends how hot you want. If it's too spicy for you guys, then just you can do a teaspoon of it, and a teaspoon of, this is my cumin, roasted cumin powder, which I make it at home. And so these are my ingredients. So now let's just start. So you can see I have put about a 2 tablespoon of ghee and a 1 small piece of butter. So I'm going to let this melt, and I'm going to add all my dry spices. Let it shimmer, let the butter melt into the ghee. Okay, so you can see the butter is been nicely melted in my ghee. I'm going to put all my dry spices, and I'm going to put a pinch of my estofadida, so it gives a nice flavor, and of course it's good for digestion. You can see it's nicely working together. I'll give a minute for this to cook. Then I'm going to add my ginger garlic paste, and then let this cook for about 2 minutes so that the garlic pungent smell is less and it's not too strong, but it gives a nice flavor after it gets cooked. Now I'm going to put my onions. You can see it's about a minute or so, and I'm going to put my onions, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt. As I tell you that when you put the salt in the onion, it cooks faster, and it makes it not burnt, and makes it soft and translucent. That's what we are looking for. We'll let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. So you can see my onion is cooking and it's becoming nice and translucent. So I'm going to add my tablespoon of gram flour because we need this to be roasted as well. You can see, and I have put in a lower flame, so you need to put your flame a little lower and let this roast for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna add a little bit of water so that it helps the gram flour to cook. I'm going to give this about 2 to 3 minutes for it to cook. Now I'm going to add my tomato puree, 2 tomato purees, 2 small tomatoes. And I like to use the fresh. You can use even the tomato paste. I'm going to add a little bit of salt again to help the tomato cook as well. And I'm going to stir this inside nicely with onions, and I'm going to let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes for the tomato to cook well. Okay, so you can see it's nice, the oil is coming up. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my cashew nut paste, and then I'm going to put all my nice and colorful spices. So I'm going to put a pinch of turmeric. I'm going to put a teaspoon of coriander powder, a teaspoon of red chili powder, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of roasted cumin powder. And then I'm going to give a nice stir and let this all cook. I'm going to add a little bit of water so it gives a little the water gives a little texture to the gravy. Okay, let's add some water. And I'm going to let this all cook and let all my spices cook nicely in the gravy. You can see it's a beautiful color. Let this shimmer for about 10 more minutes. Okay, so you can see all my oil and butter is coming up, and you can see a nice smooth paste. You can see it's a little watery, but it'll become thick. I'm going to put some now green peas. That's Matar in Indian, and it gives a nice color if you can see. And I'm going to add some kasuri methi, which gives a nice flavor. See, it's really nice, and kasuri methi gives a nice flavor. And I'm going to let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put my paneer in it.